basically for me. One day a buddy of mine, a colleague of mine, called me on the phone and he said, "Hey Matt, this deal that we've been trying to work out for so long, sorry it takes so long going back and forth about it. Can you meet me in a few minutes at the coffee shop on the corner? I'm ready to do it. Let's do it." So I was like, "Sure man." Hung up the phone, jumped in the car. As I drove here, I was looking in the iTunes store, looking for contracts, some way to type up an agreement and sign it. I didn't find anything. Anyway, so we sat there, had a great conversation. We've been trying to hire this guy. He was just a perfect fit for our business. And he said he wanted to do it. We worked out the terms over coffee right here at the shop. And literally, we signed the contract on a literal napkin. And as we're sitting there, the napkin actually flew away. We were sitting right outside, right here, and jumped up, chased it down. We said, "Oh, we can't lose that." And it was a great deal, great agreement, a win-win. After that, I went home and I thought about it. I called my app buddy, and we made the contract napkin app. Three reasons why I think every entrepreneur, small business owner, contractor, salesperson, why they need the Napkin Contract app. So number one is this app is fully customizable. You just import your logo, you put it on there. Number two is it's fast and easy. There's no learning curve. It's just as easy as opening the Notes app that's on your phone, signing that app, and pressing send. There's absolutely no learning curve. So that's number two, it's easy. Number three, most sales and most agreements, they actually happen in person. You can Google search, you can see all the case studies about this. Examples of different ways that people use the Napkin app. And there are small ones. Small examples would be if a volunteer wants to come, volunteer their services to a nonprofit or a church or a school entity. It's as easy as just sign up here for a project or initiative. You could have small volunteers, you could have personal loans, you could be renting a house. You could use this app for when you buy a car. There's a lot of large ways that you can use this app. Recently, just 2 weeks ago, I used this app to sell a company. I was sitting there, the buyer of the company and I had been going over the phone and email, and we've had a number of face-to-face meetings over the last few months about this. Finally, we're sitting there together and we said, all right, let's do it. Let's work out the terms. We worked it out and we shook hands on it. I opened up my phone. I used Siri to make the purchase agreement, the date, the price, the product, the business name. We both signed it. It took less than a minute. We pressed send. We sent it to our lawyers and our accountants and to each of us. Not everybody needs to be so creative with how they use the Napkin app. It serves so many everyday purposes. A few ways that people can be creative is when they're buying a car. One time I went to buy a car and it was a BMW, and the BMW was worth about $12,000. I only had $1,000 in my pocket, and I thought, hey, it doesn't hurt to offer the money to the guy. I said, hey, look, I only have $1,000, and I'm not sure if you'd be interested in that for this. And I was expecting him to get mad and try to hit me or something, but actually he said, well, you know what? I have a lot of money, I have a lot of cars, and my wife told me that I can't get the new rims that I want for my hot rod until I sell the BMW. And I said, well, how much are the rims for the hot rod? He said about $1,000 would do it, and I'd have the BMW out of my garage. I said, well, let's just write it up on this napkin right here, and then I'll run to the ATM, and you could have your wheels on your new car by tonight. He said, done deal, bam. It was awesome. So that was a time where I got to use this napkin concept for something like this. My full-time job is in the nonprofit sector, and there's a lot of times where I talk to people, to major donors, and I share about projects that our nonprofit is doing, and there's times where they're very excited and say, this is amazing, can we get involved? And they say, we would like to pledge this much money. And so when I ask them, would you mind writing down that pledge and signing it so that I can share that with our leadership team and we can plan that in the budget? Usually they have no problem doing that. That's just one way in our unique circles that we use this app. There's a lot of different ways to use this app. I'm sure